Okay, hello and welcome from MotoGamesTV, and we'd like to wish you a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Meanwhile, I've put myself together and managed to record this video of impressions on Gran Turismo 6. My personal subjective impressions of Gran Turismo 6 after 2 weeks of playing. This is one of my first videos with commentary, so I don't know what will it turn out to be, but okay, let's start. So we can hear the silent night in the background because Gran Turismo is very nice and gives you a nice Christmas music. Okay, so with the impressions, let's start first with the menus. So the menus seem to be more organized, less chaotic than in GT5. It is divided by categories. Like here you have some garage gallery, here you have online, arcade mode, career mode, here you have dealerships, tuning, special events, tools, and if you press start at maybe not any time, so you have, but most of the time you have quick menus to select your car, tune it, options, or user manual, which is not really a manual because it just credits and it just tells you to get on the website and get the full version. But anyway, so I like the fact that they're much quicker than in GT5. Really, look, you go into garage, there you go. You want to tune something, there you are. You don't have to wait to load. Every screen was loading really slowly in GT5, so here it's immediate. Music changes, but it's really quick. At the bottom of the screen you have also some news. That update is blah blah blah, available, car has been added, and such things. You have a garage on the left, and what about garage? It's working definitely faster than in GT5. It's loading faster. It's clearer, you know, you have the stats, you can quickly sort the cars by, let's say, performance points, and there you have them sorted. You cannot sort them by manufacturer though. You can choose manufacturer from here on the left, from the small menu. You have garage, and in garage you can have 500 cars, not more. Favorites is 100 cars, and here you have stockyard, in which you can have 10,000 cars, but they're not accessible. Then you have to transfer them from garage to stockyard. If you don't use the cars, you can transfer them to stockyard. They'll be there. If you want to use them again, you have to transfer them back. You cannot just select them when they are in stockyard. I guess this is because this is to make it work faster. As I remember in GT5 we had 2000 cars limit, and it was really slow. If you had more cars, it was loading. The miniatures of the cars were really, as you were scrolling down, the cars were loading at the time, so you don't really know what was there. Okay, so that's garage. Next section is online. We have open lobby and seasonal events so far only. And interesting thing is that you have to pass the license test first to unlock the online. You have to have National B license, which is in novice level. Is here. You have to pass all the tests to unlock the seasonal events, and you have to pass the National A, which is here to be to get to open lobby, to get to online, to race other players. Maybe that's good because, you know, small kids who or people who crash, who don't know how to drive properly, won't get straight into online to crash into other players and annoy them. But it's not really much. You don't need that much of a playing to unlock this. It's not like you have to put 50 hours in the game. No, that's just, let's say you can unlock it in probably 1 or 2 hours, maybe 2. But really, if this is your aim, no problem. Seasonal so far are only time trials, with the last ones are with really big prizes, so you can win a lot of money. Okay, what we have next? Arcade mode. We have split screen and single player. Basically the same as in GT5, but in race we have now only 10 cars or 12, as I've read. You have all the tracks, you can choose whichever. Of course you cannot race on Goodwood. On Goodwood is only for time trials, obviously, because it's a hill climb. Can you drift? No, you cannot drift there. Only 10 cars, but unfortunately no mechanical damage, no fuel tire wear, so no pit stops. So it's kind of, I don't know why, but it's been dumbed down a bit, the arcade mode. You can choose the 3 levels of difficulty: beginner, intermediate, professional, number of laps, and that's it. And you can choose also the aggression, but it's here in car. No, not in car 7. What am I doing? It's here in options. Arcade mode. You can choose AI, car, temperament, and basically at 0, if you get anywhere near close to them, you know, they will brake and let you through. But if you get to higher, like 8 or 9 or 10, they will not give up the position easily, so you will have to fight your way through or overtake them cleanly, but, you know, using racing techniques. In career mode, I think they are somewhere in the middle, because if you are faster than them, they are behaving ridiculously, because they are braking in the middle of the corner just to let you through easily. But in fact this is just making you crash into them, because suddenly they are braking in the middle of the corner for no good reason, really. Okay, so as we are in arcade mode, let's talk about tracks a bit. We have quite a lot of new tracks, especially the real ones. You know, you have Brands Hajindi, we have Goodwood, Hill Climb, we have Mount Panorama, Silverstone in 4 configurations, Willow Springs, also Streets of Willow, which is completely different track. It's not even part of Big Willow, it's just near there. So it's completely different. Ascari, very cool track. Daytona has been in GT5, but now it got the night racing and weather, so it's been redone. This is the same, twin ring, this is the DLC for GT5, but we have a weather and time change. On Tsukuba we also have weather, Fuji hasn't been touched, Tsukuba hasn't been touched. Laguna Seca has some new textures, a bit better, but generally it's the same. Spa-Francorchamps also got time change. We have new Circuit de la Sarthe with Porsche banner on it, but it's only a banner. Nürburgring, also the Sprint and GP track got the weather and the time change, which was stupid that they didn't have one in GT5, because, you know, part of Nürburgring 24-hour is the GP track, and you could have rain all night on this track and you couldn't on the GP itself, so that was kind of stupid, so it's good that it's proper now. Original tracks, Autumn Ring Mini has been redone. Apricot Hill Raceway is coming back from GT4, GTPSP, GT2 and other. That's an old track being redone, really nice, fun to drive. Kart Space, it was a DLC for GT5. Unfortunately you cannot drive cars again on Kart Space. I don't know why. It wasn't possible when it was released for GT5, then it was made possible to drive them in time trial, you know, just to have fun, drift the car, make the photos, because different lighting in there. And now you cannot do it again. That's stupid. Gran Turismo Arena is basically a small go-kart track in the shape of GT logo. Matterhorn is cool, really cool, with nice views. 4 different configurations of the track, so you have a lot of racing there. This hasn't been changed. Autumn Ring, okay, and also Special Stage Route X from the DLC, but we don't have a speed test. I don't know why. That is also weird. We had speed tests in GT5 with the DLC, with the track it came, and now we don't have it again. I don't know, maybe it will come in some update. City tracks, nothing new here apart from the changes in the names, Circuito di Roma instead of Rome Circuit, but really nothing has changed here, nothing new. And Snow Dirt as well, nothing new. That's quite a lot of tracks and many famous world tracks, really most of them. You know, what we're missing is, I don't know, maybe like, really the most famous tracks in the world are in the game. You cannot deny that. Maybe some Catalonia or something like that, some F1 tracks could be in there, but really most tracks in the game I've seen so far. Okay, let's keep this, I will talk about this later, and now go to cars. So, as you notice, we don't have used dealership anymore. No, we have dealerships and all cars are available here. So we have really a lot of cars, over 1200 cars. The weird thing is, if you start the game, you have the tutorial, etc, and you are forced, yes, you are forced to buy with your own credits this car, Honda Fit RS. I don't know why is this like that, but it's kind of stupid. They could give you the car or they could show you how to buy the car, but why do they force you to buy this specific car? What if I want a Civic that is cheaper and faster? Why cannot I do this? You can do this after you buy the Fit, but then you don't have the money because you're left with 13,000 credits out of 30. So you can buy this, or this, but not this, or this. But you could buy it in the first place if you didn't buy this, but no, never mind. It's stupid. I kind of do miss the used car dealership, but not really in the way that it was implemented in GT5, because it was only 30 cars at one time out of 800 which showed up there, with no logic at all, because you could buy a Veyron there, which is brand new car, or something else, and you could buy an E-Type or race cars. That was unlogical. Used car dealerships in older Gran Turismos was that you buy really used cars, so older cars with mileage, but you had more possibilities. You had, I remember in GT2, you had used car dealership for every, or almost every Japanese manufacturer. So you go into Nissan, you have really a lot of Micras in different colors with different mileages. You have Skylines. You have many cars to choose from. Not just. It was stupid because in GT5 you had to buy a pickup for a pickup race, and the only way you could buy a pickup was through used car dealership. So you had to just look every once in a while into used car dealership if there is a pickup there. That was stupid. Used car dealerships should be that way, that the cars which are there are cheaper but with more mileage, but you could find sometimes really rare car there, an occasion. Something else. In GT5 it was stupid, so maybe it's good that it's gone. Okay, so you may have noticed we have a lot of manufacturers here. This is divided by regions, so here is Europe, Asia Pacific, and here is North America. But there isn't a division as such for standard and premium cars anymore. But you can clearly see the difference. This is a premium car, and I will tell you how to distinguish them easily. Of course you can see the cockpit view, etc, etc. But you have the gallery view, which looks like that. It's basically a close-ups of the car. And you go into this car, for example, which is standard one without the cockpit view, and you have it grayed out, and it's not possible to do that. So that's the simplest way to tell if the car is standard or not. However, some standards were massively improved. Like, okay, this is the premium Mazda Miata, okay? Now let's go to this. A part that there isn't a gallery view. It really has the same exterior, no interior view on, but basically it's a premium without a cockpit. Similar thing can be told about the roofs, for example. Really, if you compare them to the GT5, they are very good quality. You can see huge difference. No, I cannot do a close-up, and there isn't a cockpit view, but it really does differ in quality, for example, from this, which is, you know, Lamborghini dealership with all the cars. Everything is premium, apart from this one, which looks absolutely hideous. The textures are very ugly. It hasn't been done at all from GT5 or even GT4 times. You can clearly see. Anything more? And so, as usual, as in GT5, you have huge variety of cars. You know, from, where is it? From go-karts, from Gran Turismo, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different go-karts. But there is really 4 different. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, the shifter one. And you have some cars like Red Bull Junior, some Red Bulls Formula Gran Turismo, we have some GT3 cars, we have rally cars, we have recommended cars, so you have recommended cars for each class, so you have some cars needed for events. These are suggested cars you buy. As you can see, I have some of them, so they are good choices. You also have by categories, like rally cars, all of them are here. You know, from premium to standard, they are all here. Touring cars like GT3 and GT500 cars, or hot cars, supercars, classics, something like that. You have also Vision GT, so you probably heard about this one. This is basically concept cars made especially for Gran Turismo. For now, this will be free. All cars will be free. This is not paid DLC. They will all be added as free DLC at the time. So far we have only the Mercedes-Benz, and it doesn't have an interior view. I don't know if it's going to be added. Probably yes, because I've noticed that you can change the interior camera in the replay, which suggests that it should have an interior, but it doesn't have it modeled yet. So you can see that this is 28 different manufacturers that have agreed to make a car. Some have teasers, some not, like Nike. What can I say more? Oh, the cars can be added like seamlessly at the specific time to the dealership, like with the BMW M4, which hasn't got an interior as well yet. It was just added at 2 AM without any patch. You know, there was a patch before, but you know, a few hours or even day earlier, and it was like a timer. So at 2 AM, let's say, or at 1 AM, I don't remember, but it was added to the dealership and you could buy it at the time. Okay, so that's it for dealerships. Now let's go to tuning cars. Okay, the performance tuning is more or less the same as in GT5, more or less, but we have here also racing suspension, soft hard suspension, rally. We have also brake kits, racing brakes, which weren't in GT5, and we also have something else, which is nitrous. 100,000 it costs, and it was in GT4, it wasn't in GT5. The rest is basically the same, apart from the fact that you, well, not in this car, because I can, you see, I can change the car. Let's say Lancer, and hello. It is really much faster than GT5. So you don't have to do it step by step, you can go already into stage 3. You always have, in previous Gran Turismos, you have always to do stage 1, then stage 2, then stage 3. No, the same with engine tuning. You don't have to do this anymore. Okay, this is performance tuning. You have also racing gear to buy here. So you have different, and you can change the color. There's a lot, very much, of the different gear, racing gear, helmets, suits, alpine style, so it can be the stick again. And you can also have special outfits. And the most expensive one is Ayrton Senna. That's the only Ayrton Senna thing that we have now in the game. This is the suit, and it costs $500,000 credit. Okay, there is custom parts, external parts. Okay, there are more, aerodynamic parts than in GT5, especially for the new cars. You have aero kits, just a side skirt and spoilers, without anything on the back. No, not this. Some add. But here we have flat floor, which helps improve the aerodynamics and gives it this diffuser at the back to create downforce, probably. You can also remove the wing from the car. You couldn't do that. Well, not in a legit way in GT5 and other things. Nothing in this car, but I know in some you can add. Like in Lancia Stratos, you can add the headlights for the rallies, and you can, in El Camino, you can have the back, I don't know how to call it. This is just custom parts. And you have wheels. You have much more wheels to choose from than GT5. It could be more, if I need to be honest, but it's better choice now, definitely. And you can change the size, so inch up, inch up. So you can put really big, if you like big wheels, okay. But I have to make some advice. For now, there is a bug with changing, with putting custom wheels. Okay, in here you cannot see this because it doesn't show it in here. But if you change the wheels from stock ones to any custom ones, it doesn't matter the size, if it's standard size or if it's bigger. If you have a car that has its rear tires are wider than the front ones in stock, like most mid-engine cars have it, like Ford GT or CZ. Then if you change the wheels, the rear wheels will have the same weight as the front wheels. This is a bug that I read about on GT Planet, and I've checked it. You will not be able to see this in here in the preview, because it will show like it's the same, but then if you change the wheels, go to the photo mode, you will see the difference. And it's not only visual difference, it's also difference in handling. So the cars that have really wide rear tires and get them narrower handle differently. They are getting really tail happy, and in some cases just undrivable. So that has to be fixed in the next or next update. Hopefully it will be fixed. So don't change the wheels if you drive the car a lot. If you just change them to look good, that's fine, but if for performance, I wouldn't advise. And we cannot change the width of the tires, also that's not possible. What else do we have? Okay, paint. It's similar system to GT5. We also have paint chips that we acquire with buying the car. These are the paints from the anniversary. But we have the preview. Yup. So we can see how the car will look after painting it, and the paint chips don't get used. So if you paint your car in this color, you can paint every car in the same color without having to duplicate the paint chips. That's better, because I was kind of skeptical about painting cars in GT5 because I really didn't want my paints to go away. Now I can, especially the ones that I paid for, like these from anniversary. This was just stupid. So I did have to buy them again if I used them. Here I don't. I mean, you pay the credits, 8,000 credits for the map, 10,000, but it's only in-game credits. And the same story with the wheels. So okay, this is, you know, this stuff. Washing cars. Unfortunately they don't get the permanent dirt. I think it would be better if the dirt stayed on, because if you go to the rally, in the replay, you can see the car gets really dirty, and then you go back and it's kind of clean. It may be a little bit dirty, a little bit less shiny, but generally the same. Changing oil is the same. We don't have permanent damage, so there's nothing to repair here. Okay, special events. So far we have Goodwood Festival of Speed. This is 15 events. This is obviously a time trial because we only have the hill climb track in GT5, and you drive different cars and you have the time targets to beat, and you win prizes, and for completing every you win some cars. Goodwood is a cool addition. However, I feel it's been underdone. Like with the Top Gear license in GT5, they've done just 3 events and an intro movie, and no, they basically that wasn't really necessary. They used the license in the wrong way. Similar with the Luna explanation. I feel that this is cool, driving on the moon with the low gravity, high jumps. You know, with the lunar rover, which you can only drive in. You cannot even buy this car or moon buggy or whatever that is. You cannot even buy it. You cannot go to photo travel with it. No, you can only drive it in these 3 missions. Only 3 of them. I think cool, but the same. Not really explored fully. If they put so much work to you know, get the scans of the moon and recreating it, why not put more content with it? I mean, how hard can it be? Okay. Photo travel. I mean, my first question is, where are the locations from the GT5? What was wrong with them? I don't think anything was wrong with them. So we have only 5. We have a map of the world, and we have Spain, Italy, Spain. Right. But there are some cool things, Come on, load. Okay. Okay, you have a lot of viewpoints, but you can place 2 cars, car and avatar selection, and you can also change the car on the fly. So you don't have to quit, change the car, load the photo travel again. No, you can change it. Okay, I want now this car. And you have it. And you can put another car. And let's say this. And we have 2 cars, and you can make photos with 2 cars. So that's kind of cool. But I'm missing the locations. And we still cannot open the doors or anything like that. Even though interiors are really nicely modeled. No. Okay, so now let's go back to career mode. Okay, career progress is now based on these stars which you see. I think it's all the same. So far, as I see, I've unlocked International A, I've just started it, and everything is the same. So in each race you get 1 star for completing, the 2nd star for being 3rd, and the 3rd star for winning the event. Then you unlock the mission races coffee break by getting a required number of stars, and then you unlock these championships, and after the championships you have license, and if you pass the license test you can go into the next level. But for completing the stars you also get cars for half the stars and for all stars possible. And you have also the mission races, which you also do get a car for completing. If I'm not wrong, coffee breaks, which you don't, but they're quite cool, quite fun, and quite different. Could be more of them, really. Could be more of these, because they're fun to do. These also, and license test could be also 10, not 5. And honestly, they're really easy to gold even. I've been struggling in some tests in GT5, most not, but some yes. This I haven't really had any problem at all. I'm turning off ABS, I'm turning off everything, but you are forced to use skid recovery force, unfortunately, but no problem. I think that the event choice is more interesting, because you have city trials, 5-minute races, go-karts, more different than in GT5. That is better choice. Night Masters, this is the races at night on these tracks. This is the Matterhorn on different, which is really cool. This is go-kart, turbo, MR challenge, 4-wheel drive challenge, and you also have PP restrictions for every race, but usually the opponents have a slower car than the PP rating. So I guess if you want to have fun and if you want to have some fight and some trouble with winning the event, I guess I suggest looking at the typical opponents and choosing something similar to that, not looking at the PP, because if you look at the PP and tires, you will just destroy them and it will be no fun at all. Unfortunately, all the events, apart from the karting so far, have rolling starts, not standing starts, rolling, so the cars are kind of spread out, so you don't fight in a bunch of cars, just overtake them one by one by one. What else can I say? No mechanical damage in Korea or anywhere in single player. I think it's only multiplayer. There isn't many prize cars, so this is only for the license. You get prize cars for the mission races and for the stars progress and for special events, but you don't get car for events, for these events. No, even if you complete them all, like you do gold, 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 no, you don't get a car for that. So there is not much prize cars. What is good that we already had some events added through the patch, so that we know that it is possible. It probably wasn't possible in GT5 because the seasonal events were introduced, and we never had new events in the career. In GT6 there is a possibility, so we can. I don't mean the Red Bull X challenge by that, but I know Freshman Cup was added probably, or something else in patch 101. I know that. And we don't have B-Spec yet. It will be added in future patch, they say, but it probably will. So all races we have to do by ourselves, and I haven't unlocked the super category yet, but I know from reading the forums that we don't have a full endurance races. No, the longest race is 24 minutes of Nürburgring and 24 minutes of the Spa or something like that. So we don't have like 4-hour races or 24-hour races, not yet. Maybe when the B-Spec will come, it will be introduced with B-Spec, because it was said that B-Spec will be kind of within A-Spec, like in GT4. So you can switch with the AI. So you drive for 2 hours, let's say, then change. AI drive for 2 hours, and then you drive for 2 hours, and like that. Okay. As I'm talking about patches, so we already have had 2, as you can see in the left upper corner. There's this version 102, and on the disk you have a 100. They both weigh about 1.2 gigs, so that they're quite hefty. They added some cars like Mercedes-Benz Vision, BMW M4, the Hudson, Mario Andretti's Hudson. Where is it? I will show you. Yeah, this car. So far it's only seasonal event with this car. I don't know if anything else will be done with it. Maybe. They also introduced again the login bonus. So if you log in to the game 5 days consecutively, you get 200% bonus. So you get twice as big payouts. They also increased the payouts in the career, and they changed the tire sounds, added new intro, and a lot more not announced fixes and features. Game is basically more or less work in progress now, still, and they have officially announced that in the future updates they will add course maker, B-Spec, the GPS visualizer, the data logger, community clubs, quick match, 3D, and maybe more stuff. Okay, that's it for the menus, for the stuff. Let's go into most important things, which is gameplay. I'm currently using the DualShock 3 instead of the wheel, so I don't make too many noises. But okay, let's talk about gameplay, which is most important. First off, the graphics. They are really good for PS3. It's not PS4 level, but they are really good. We can change the time. Okay, let's go on the track. I mean, maybe the graphics aren't as good on the video because of the compression, because of the fact that we're recording this through not the HDMI, because obviously PS3 has HDCP protection, so you cannot record through HDMI, but so it's not as sharp and the colors are not in full range. But it's, believe me, in 1080p on HDMI it really looks sharper than GT5, in my opinion. The picture is sharper. The shadows are different. The shadows are now softer, but unfortunately, so you don't have that. These jagged edges are not that visible, but they are flickering quite a lot still, and that's unfortunate. Lightning, especially on some tracks, on Goodwood especially, here also it's really realistic, you know, the lightning effects. The color temperature and everything. It's really, sometimes if you, even unedited pictures from the game, really you have a problem to tell if it's real life or taken in the game. As for visuals, let's also, the damage has been changed from the GT5 and it looks like that, more or less. It's some scuffs and no, it looks like dents, but if you look closely they're not really dents, they just reflect the light, so they look like dents. That's all. It looks better than in GT5, but it's not really extensive and just under the low level. Okay, sounds, as you can hear, are more or less the same and as in GT5. Some sounds are quite accurate. This one on this Evo 6 Lancer isn't bad. Tire noises are different. Also, this noise is cool if you go off-road. The dirt hitting the under side of the car. This is cool. Engine sounds more or less the same. Some really horribly wrong. I don't know. They have to be placeholders because, for example, SLS GT3 sounds like a V12 and it's a V8. Or the Piani Huayra sounds like Gallardo on high revs, only with a turbo, which is V10 and should be V12. So that's not really good. They said sounds may be updated in the future patch. Time will tell, we will see. Okay, but let's talk about physics. In my opinion, these are the best physics on the PS3 by far. You see the direction changes, the suspension movement, and really feels good. Not only suspension physics were changed, also the tire physics. Drifting is much harder, at least on the wheel, 900-degree steering wheel. I don't play with controller. I only do it now, so I don't disturb myself talking. Don't make external noises, but on the wheel, really, drifting is harder, but more satisfying as well. I think closer to real life. The transition of the weight is really nice. Also, ABS off feels much better, and it is possible to drive without ABS, which wasn't in GT5 because the brake balance was something was wrong with it. You had to adjust it for every car, because on the default the rear was locking first. No matter the car, always the rear. You can see the front wheels get locked here first, so it's how it should be. This is ABS off. I usually do the same. If I want realistic feeling for the road car, I do the same trick as in GT5, because most cars get the sports hard or these tires. I think comfort tires are the road tires. Comfort hard is kind of ordinary, but good, but quite normal tire. Comfort medium is for like sports cars, not too powerful sports cars like the hot hatches or the, I don't know, Pretzels, Lances like this. I drive it in comfort medium. Even the BMW M4, it's kind of, I think, between comfort medium and comfort soft. It depends what I want. If I want feeling of the car, having fun, I go for the lower grade, because it gives you, the car has more personality with the lower grip tires. If you overdo the grip, the car is boring. It feels like it's on rails and it doesn't understeer or oversteer. It just grips. It goes. It's boring. Now this, you see, you can flick it. It goes into oversteer. Alright, so they say aerodynamics were changed too. I don't know, I don't feel it. It's hard to judge this, if they have been changed or not. Still, I only can tell that the slipstream effect, the drafting, is still too strong, at least in single player. In multiplayer they've added with the recent patch the real settings. And I haven't tried it, and in single player you cannot change it, so I don't know. What else? Let's go here. Driving. Yeah, that is cool. We can change the colors of the instruments. What I wanted to say, the assists. As in GT5, don't use the skid recovery force. If you want realistic feeling, don't use it. I know it is forced in the license tests and it's stupid for me, because this just adds more grip. When you lose the grip, when you understeer, then turn more and suddenly you will find more grip. That is just unrealistic and totally person that uses this will always be faster than a person that doesn't use. these are kind of realistic. The traction control just lessens your throttle input so you don't spin the wheels. This is better. If you want realistic, if you are sliding too much, but you want realistic still, this is the stability control. So it will break some wheels, it will slow you down, but it will rescue you from the slide, but it won't give some unrealistic physics. If you use the steering wheel with 3 pedals, then you can use the clutch, but it's the same as in GT5. You still cannot power shift, you still cannot change gears without letting the throttle off. Still easy to miss shift because of that, so for fun you can use it, for realism, but really if you are driving hot lap times, then it's not helping at all. Okay, let's conclude this. Okay, overall the GT5 has a lot of content. It has over 30 tracks, 100 layouts, and over 1200 cars. I know some are standard without cockpit views, low detailed, but they still have different physics, and you can feel the differences in them. Just the aesthetics are worse, but really, and you still, even if you don't use the standard cars, the variety is big, because you have like hot hatchbacks here, and you have the sport coupes like Audi TTS. This is premium. The Audi R6. You have you have the Quattro S1 rally car. Then you have Audi R8 LMS. So you have a GT3 car. So, and you have the prototype LMP car. So really, variety is huge. And even in Ferraris, you know, you have an old classic like the Dino, the Ferrari 288 GTO, you have a 40, you have then modern cars like F430, 599, the Italia, and you have the FXX. Really a lot of cars, a lot of content. The game is more finished than GT5, especially the physics section, but it's still kind of work in progress because of not all features are in the game so far, like the new sounds which were talked a lot, and the course maker and the B-spec and much more stuff is going to be in the game later on in the life of the game. So it's up to you if you buy it now or if you wait for these features to come into the game and buy the game later. If you have something, if you're not really into Gran Turismo that much and you kind of asking yourself if you should buy this game or not, then maybe just wait for these new features to arrive, for a few patches. The game will be certainly polished more at later time. For now, it's still good. If you're a car fan or a Gran Turismo fan, or have the steering wheel, and you really will enjoy the physics, I really do recommend the game with the wheel, with the DFGT at least, because or better wheel, because it's really fun with the new physics. Graphically it's good for PS3. Of course it would be better on PS4, that's definitely, but the base, you know, I don't have PS4 yet and I'm not planning to buy one because there are not really many games to play so far, and I have a lot of games to play on PS3, and probably that's the way with many players. So maybe that's good, that even on the end of the life of the one console, this game goes to it. The most disappointing feature of the game is obviously the sounds. That has to be said. You know, some aren't really bad. I have my console connected to PC, and then I have the sound from the PC. And so I put it through the equalizer, so I get a bit lower the high tones, and I get a bit more bass, so the sounds are a bit better balanced. That's what's missing mostly, but some cars are really have inappropriate engine notes, and that should be fixed as quickly as possible. So yeah, that is my conclusion really. If you are a Gran Turismo fan, and if you have a steering wheel, if you want a game with good physics, Gran Turismo won't disappoint you. If you can, close your eye, or ear rather, on the sounds, then it's really a fun game. Especially if you find some mates to play online and have some clean races, not with kids that ram you off the track. Then it can be really fun and engaging. Cars feel different one from another. You can really feel, for example, the beginning cars that you get in the game. Obviously, the first you buy the Fit, the date acquired. And then you get the Alfa Mito, which is faster than the Fit, but it still understeers a lot because it's front heavy. Then you get a Clio RS for the license, I think, for gold in the license. And it's really a different animal. You can, it may be not oversteers, but it's neutral through the corners. You can make it oversteer, but by flicking it, and you can really feel that it's much different than the Mito and the Fit RS to drive. It's more fun. It's really, these small cars like X-Bow and the Rocket are a blast to drive. RS4 is understeery, but it's also grippy and powerful. It's safe to drive. It won't try to kill you. The Challenger feels like a boat. Really, the M4 is spectacular. It's really well balanced, changes direction nicely, drifts well if you want it to. It grips and goes. Really very good car. The cars now have more personality in Gran Turismo, and they're really fun to drive. I remember in GT5 the slow cars weren't really fun to drive. I now have fun driving the Clio. Really, all the Miata. It is being thrown around the corners, no problem. Having fun. So yeah, that's the conclusion. If you're not sure if you want GT6 or not, because you sometimes like to drive cars, but you're not really into driving games that much, then maybe you should wait for the patches, for some complete edition with maybe some DLCs and the updates already on the disc, or wait just a year for the game to get cheaper so you don't spend that much money, because it's not really complete in 100%. I'm sure of that. It will grow bigger and will be better later in its life. But if you're a car fan and if you have a steering wheel, then I definitely recommend it to at least try it, because I think this is the best physics on the PS3. I cannot compare it to Forza because I haven't played Forza on the wheel. Not even I haven't played it a lot on the controller, so not really my case to compare it. So yeah, that's it, I think. If you have any questions or any doubts, just ask in the comment section and I will try to answer your questions. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for watching. Give like, subscribe, etc. See you.